Welcome back, you beautiful souls. You're still locked in right here on S3. We're opening up live on the Expresso Show. And of course, no home is complete without the love and companionship of a pet. Now, if you're lucky enough to own a dog or a cat, then you'll know firsthand the importance of keeping them happy and healthy at all costs. Now, this morning, Dr. Michelle Enzelen is the resident veterinarian at Boehringer Ingelheim, and she's joining us to help us understand and treat our furry companions against nasty parasites. Doc, how are you doing this morning?
I'm great. So happy to be here.
Oh, it's been a long time since we chatted. It's been Zoom before this, so it's great to be live.
I know, for sure.
And we're talking about parasites, and I mean, dogs and cats, they're coming after all our animals, but are there like specific parasites maybe that will come after a dog or a cat that we need to maybe look out for?
So this is a little bit of a complicated question because for sure there are parasites that are what we call species specific. So that means that these particular parasites, a tick or a flea or a mite or a worm, they need a specific host, like a particular type of species, either a cat or a dog, in order for them to complete their life cycle and reproduce further. Parasites are really opportunistic little creatures, and over the years, they've come to realize that human beings and dogs and cats all reside within the same space.
Like and a buffet for them.
Yes, exactly. So as a result, they've adapted their life cycles to allow for more than one host.
Let's talk about cats specifically. What is the best and most effective way to treat cats?
So, you know, cats are a little bit challenging because if you have a cat that is mainly outdoorsy, the outdoor or the external environment is basically like a huge reservoir for parasites, right? So it's really challenging to control that. I mean, they have to be free to display their normal behaviors as much as possible. So for me, the best recommendation is prevention rather than cure. So the best way would be to use a very good quality, broad spectrum parasite control treatment that helps to control both internal and external parasites, like broadline spot on for cats, for an example.
Can you mix their treatments and medications as well?
You know, with cats, I will say, if there's anything that we take away from today, absolutely never should we ever mix medications. Cats are really, really sensitive little creatures, and you should only ever use medications or treatments that have been recommended and prescribed by your veterinarian. Definitely do your research. Don't ever use human medications to try and control parasites at all, ever. Cats are really sensitive, so the answer for that is absolutely no, never. Only ever use what is recommended, and if there is a cat on the box, specifically use those products.
All right, okay. We're learning here, we're getting educated. I think we tick the box when it comes to cats. Now, I'm going to ask you a personal question. I just adopted a new puppy, a little husky, and I definitely want to get on this bandwagon, especially the fact that he's got long fur. I'm taking him in the mountain and crazy places. So what's your advice for me? How do I start this parasite treatment or course, and where do I begin with this journey?
Yeah, so puppies are really exciting, and I think that the most important thing is that when you get a new dog or a puppy for that matter, the best recommendation is for you on your way home is to stop off at the vet and let the vet do a full clinical examination and decide whether or not your dog needs to have some deworming of some sort. With puppies specifically, we usually adopt them from anywhere between 6 to 12 weeks of age, and that area, or that age, those puppies have what we call a naive immune system. So animals are not born with a perfectly intact immunity. It's still developing. And when you remove them from the litter environment or from their original home, it can cause a lot of stress on their bodies, and that significantly suppresses their immune system. And that's the perfect opportunity for these parasites to actually start colonizing within them and replicating. So when you take your dog to the vet will more than likely perform a clinical exam, most likely vaccinate your dog, and then more than likely start your dog on a deworming protocol. Usually it's usually like 3 treatments about a month apart, and thereafter, depending on your dog's lifestyle, you would need to deworm almost every 3 to 6 months. But if they're super active, if you're taking your dog out into the mountains, if your dog is on the beach or interacting with a lot of other dogs, then you would need to deworm and perform more parasite control more frequently. So it kind of depends on your lifestyle as well. But for puppies, definitely first stop, my recommendation, at the vet before you actually get home.
Lots of advice coming through. I know Hawken is going to be happy now. You can go out to the nature. Thank you so much, Dr. Michelle, for joining us this morning.
Pleasure.
If you want to give your pet the protection they deserve and keep those parasites at bay, you can shop both the NexGuard Spectra for dogs and Broadline for cats on the Pet Heaven website at petheaven.co.za.